Some people get real satisfaction from their jobs.
Darling, I'm home, and I got that promotion I wanted.
Oh, honey, that's wonderful. That's the third promotion this week.
While others tend not to enjoy it so much.
Jenkins. Oh. Remember that promotion you wanted?
Yes, sir.
Well, I decided to give it to Tim here.
Oh, thank you, boss. I don't think anyone deserves this more than me.
While some people can never seem to hold on to a job, and some seem to move easily from one job to another, each one better than the last.
Wait, and Jenkins? You're fired. That's great.
I love my job.
Do you know what activities you enjoy? And others that make you uncomfortable? Do you know your talents and dreams? What you want your life to be? Well, that's what this video is about, to help you find yourself. You should have a clear image of who you are. The better you know yourself, the clearer your self-image. And the more likely you are to find a job you like. Let's begin with the essential of you. Here come Horatio and Luke, just leaving a party. Watch for differences.
Horatio, where were you at the party last night? I didn't see you dancing with anyone else.
Well, I was outside most of the time talking to John. I would have introduced you two, but you were too busy dancing.
You should have brought him in. I would have loved to meet him.
Two very different people. One an introvert, and the other an extrovert. When going to a party, introverts are likely to seek out one person they enjoy talking to, and are even likely to leave early. Extroverts are energized by people. They go to a party and are likely the last ones to leave. They meet lots of people and are easy to get to know, while introverts need time alone, and they are hard to get to know. Could you think of work that would suit an extrovert? Work that would suit an introvert? Perhaps you've seen an extrovert at work that involves contact with a lot of people, such as a politician or daycare worker.
I love working with kids. Children!
Introverts can be found left alone, such as a bookkeeper, lab technician, or machine operator. It is important to understand there is no right or wrong way to be, just human differences you should know about. So which one are you? Have you decided you're an extrovert like Luke? Or an introvert like Horatio? Let's look at 3 more major categories of personality style and see where you land. Let's try practical and intuitive.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Larissa.
I had a great idea. Instead of sending the school paper to get printed, we make a printing spot here at the school. We can get the school to fund for it from the profits from the rally last year.
Wait, set up a press here? That's a crazy idea.
No, it'll be terrific. Once we get the school's permission.
Whoa, hold on. What will it cost? Do we have the space? Will the school go for it? Where are your facts?
I really think that Chris isn't listening to my ideas. And I really think that he should be more respectful. People like you never see the full picture. For once, can you get excited about a great idea instead of thinking about the details?
2 different ways at looking at a problem. Who are you most like? Intuitive, go for it, Larissa? Or practical, where are the facts, Chris? On the job, a practical person wants facts and figures, reads instructions and notices detail. Intuitive person skips directions, follows hunches, and says, why can't we just try? And a practical person would say, the only way to find out if this vaccine works is to do 1,000 tests. Logic, facts, the desire to deal with what is, that's the practical personality. Dreamers interested in what will be, seer of the big picture. That's the intuitive personality. Now let's look at the thinking and feeling personality type.
gonna knock?
Are you two here for the job?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so you're Danny,
Yeah.
and you're Carl?
Yep.
You've both taken the shooting classes, right?
Uh-huh.
Good. I can use guys like you.
What is it we have to do?
It's simple. We capture all the Jedi.
How are we supposed to capture Jedi when they have lightsabers and we just have these blasters?
Most stormtroopers don't, but that's what's so great. I can just clone more of you guys.
Alright. And do we have to wear these helmets all the time? It's hard to see.
Well, nobody else has a problem with it. Andy, come here.
It's really hard to breathe.
Andy doesn't know what he's talking about. So, see you both on Monday?
Yeah.
Right.
Huh. That guy's crazy. If you work for him, it's gonna be a long summer.
Yeah, he's really messed up, but he pays so well. Much more than what Darth Maul offered us.
Do you see the way he treated that Andy guy? I know the money is good, but I'll probably get killed in the first week.
Don't be silly. Who cares if the guy's crazy?
At least I'll feel like a human being working somewhere else. I think I'm gonna go for that job Darth Maul offered. I know it's less pay, but he's fair. He has a way cooler lightsaber.
Suppose you had the same decision to make. What would you do? Think with your head, or think with your heart? The thinking personality acts with their head, goes by logic, takes the long view of things, analyzes and criticizes. The feeling person is likely to see the thinking person as uncaring, seeing only logic as a thing, and not its deeper meaning. The thinking personality style fits well with work that fits well with logic. For analyzing, for cool-headed decision-making. The feeling personality is likely most comfortable with work inside a group, cooperating and helping to create helpful atmosphere. Think about which type you are most like, feeling Danny or thinking Carl. And now to our last personality style, structured and unstructured. Meet Harry Potter and Hermione Granger. They've both just been given assignments that are due in 2 weeks. Hermione begins her assignment right away, while Harry goofs around on his broomstick. Time has now passed and the assignment is due tomorrow. Who are you most like? Organized Hermione or last-minute flexible Harry? Structured personality types like order, neatness. They like to reach firm decisions, make deadlines, and plan in advance. Unstructured personalities are comfortable with mess, a last-minute rush to meet deadlines. They enjoy surprises, don't mind decisions being left open for a long time. It's not hard to see disorganized Harry in a job he would almost find impossible to succeed in, and a job that his lack of structure wouldn't much matter. His ability to stay loose and respond spontaneously would be a real asset. And of course, for organized Hermione, it's just the opposite. Who are you most like? We have given you personality types that can and should affect your work choice and career success. Of course, that isn't all the personality types. Most of us are mixtures of several, even though one or the other is dominant. And most of us find that we must take on characteristics of other personality types if we are to succeed. Harry will have to learn how to organize his time, adding a little structure to his type. And Hermione will have to learn to be less rigid, adding a little flexibility to her type. But for both of them, as for all of us, a clear self-image will be a blueprint for future choices. For learning the wonderful truth that what you are most comfortable doing is probably exactly what you should be doing.
So, I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do with my career lately. Digging up bones is pretty interesting. Maybe I could be an archaeologist. You know how good I am with my hands.
Yes, yeah.
What about you, John? Have you thought about what you want to do with your career lately?
A little, but I'm not like you. If an employer were to ask what you're good at, you could just say that you love science. Or that you're good with your hands.
Yeah.
If an employer were to ask me that, I wouldn't know what to say.
John has a lot more to say than what he thinks, because everyone has aptitudes. Everyone has skills. The trick is learning what yours are. Like John, many of us are lacking appreciation of our skills. It's like a hole in our self-image. The skills we can use to build our career are often the parts of ourselves we don't know, but need to know if we're going to make good career decisions. Of course, some people are born with aptitudes that are easy to recognize, but most of us have to discover the aptitudes we have, and learn to put them in a career context. And you can discover those aptitudes. It's important to know what makes you feel good about yourself. Let's take a look at John, who is worried about not having any skills.
What makes me feel good about myself? Well, I remember when I was 8 years old and our class had to decide on an end-of-the-year field trip. I suggested that we go to the dinosaur dig site, and everybody loved the idea, and now every class goes. I also remember when I helped out at a kindergarten class once, and I taught them about wild animals. I read them books. I even performed a puppet show. They loved it so much that I actually took them to the zoo.
Well, what we found out about John is that he loves to dream up new ideas and teach and entertain. All these skills are what makes him feel good. Could he transfer them into work? Of course he can. His ability to entertain and teach others could make him a teacher, a clown, or maybe he'll dream up his own business one day. Why don't you think about what makes you feel good about yourself? And while you do that, think about what comes easy to me. Let's ask Tony here.
What comes easy to me? Well, I'd always get straight A's in shop class. I'm good with my hands and I like fixing things. Taking things apart and putting them back together again. But it's no big deal. I've always been able to do things like this. Now if you excuse me. Not quite. Come on, almost there. Yes!
Tony's mechanical ability may not be a big deal to him, but if you think of all the people who can't hammer a nail in straight, then you know Tony has abilities that matter. Depending on how much education Tony wants to undertake, he could become a jewelry repairer or laboratory technician. If he's willing to commit himself to long years of education, he could be a dentist, a surgeon, or even an incredibly awesome superhero. Let's also ask Hermione.
What comes easy to me? Let me think. Well, I guess it would be being well organized. I remember last year some students tried to make a fundraiser for some new Quidditch broomsticks. It was a real mess when I got there, but there's nothing to it. I organized all the papers by flicking my wand and saying, Wingardium Leviosa.
It's Leviosa.
Ron, stop it! Anyways, it's really easy to be organized. Anyone can do it.
The fact is, not everyone can do that. Not only the ability to see some things organized, but then to do it and keep the persistence up is a real and very natural aptitude. Hermione's natural aptitude for organization can be transferred into any field where organizational systems are important. Tony and Hermione both undervalue what comes natural to them. It's not unusual, but the abilities you take most for granted, because they are so much a part of you that you think everyone has them. These are likely to be the ones you use in your career. These are the skills you can transform from a non-career activity to a career activity. That some of them can be transformed into work would surprise you. It surprised Dave too.
I'm worried about not having any skills that matter. I'm really good at sports. Baseball, basketball, soccer. I've been on teams since I was 8, so I'm good at sports. That's fine for now, but who's gonna care once I'm out of school? This is just kid stuff.
Big corporations don't agree that the ability to be a team player is kid stuff. As a matter of fact, many large companies look for people with sports backgrounds, because they know they're not only experienced at working as a part of a team, but often show strong determination and perseverance, assets any corporation needs. So think about where your skills can take you. Your verbal skills, numerical aptitude, or good hand-eye coordination. And don't forget to include things like good with people or leadership abilities. They all count too. All these are transferable skills. The skills you are born with are just one set of skills. They are the skills you develop. They are the skills you develop through study and practice. There are a second set of skills that are just as important. These are the skills that life teaches you. They are self-management skills. The ones you have to develop. You can't succeed without them. But Scotty hasn't figured that out yet.
You're firing me? I don't understand, Captain. There's plenty of work to do, and I'm the fastest engineering officer you have on board.
Yes, that is true, Scotty. But we have too many complaints about you. Last week you were off for 2 days.
Well, I was sick, Captain. I really was.
I believe you. But you didn't bother to call in until almost noon. And by that time it was too late to find a substitute to take your place. And the personal phone calls you make, Scotty. The rest of the crew is complaining because they have to take your tasks because you're too busy on the phone. I'll admit, you have skills, Scotty. You're fast and you don't make mistakes. But I just can't rely on you anymore. Look at Bones here. He may not be as fast as you, but I know I can rely on him.
God damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not an example.
I'm sorry, Scotty, but we're just gonna have to let you go. You and all the other red shirts.
Scotty does not have the natural skills for his job. He's fast, he's accurate, and he's good with computers, but doesn't have self-management skills he needs. Skills like reliability, promptness, willingness to learn, ability to get along with supervisors and fellow workers. Your natural skills will get you the job, but it's the self-management skills that will help you keep it. And the fact that most people lose their jobs or fired, not because they lack certain specific job skills, but because they lack self-management skills. The aptitudes you are born with, that you can develop, study, and practice, the self-management skills that have to be learned. These two sets of skills will help you find your place in the world of work. How do you see yourself? Does your self-image include all the skills you have? Become aware of your skills. Find out where they can lead, and find out the training you need to get there. There are doors out there that can lead to exciting, rewarding places. Your skills are the keys that will open them, and keep them open.
Isn't it 5 o'clock yet, Horatio? I'm so bored.
What can I say, Velma? I like this job. This is the reason we took those crime scene investigation courses. We get test DNA samples to figure out the cause of these accidents. This is what we've been trained to do, and we're finally doing it. I don't understand why you don't like it.
You're right. This is what we've been trained to do. So maybe I picked the wrong thing. Maybe this type of work isn't for me.
Well, it looks like you're out of a job.
Same training, same job. Velma hates it, Horatio loves it. What makes the difference? Before Velma decides she trained for the wrong kind of work, she needs to look at what's bothering her about the job she has now. It suits her skills and her training. At CSI work suits her need for solving mysteries. But it doesn't suit her. When Velma took this job, she didn't know something very important about herself and what matters most to her: her values. That piece of her self-image was still missing. But what matters most to you? Your values are what tie the whole self-image picture together. They can make the difference between a career choice that's right for you and the one that is wrong. To Horatio, problem solving is an important value. He sees CSI work as a way to use his skills. But Horatio's other values are quite different from Velma's.
My job gives me the chance to examine dead bodies and find the cause of death. What can be more problem solving than that? I think it drives Velma insane being inside all day and having no one to talk to besides me. But I love it. For me, working here with no one looking over my shoulder is great. I work better when I'm alone. I hate being distracted when I'm working.
Horatio's values are clear. He wants to solve problems independently. His job suits him because he meets his most important values, as well as skills and abilities. These also suit his personality style. If you can remember, Horatio is the introvert from part 1, so it's not surprising to see him in work that requires him to be alone with his thoughts. Velma, as you might notice, likes to have people around her. She does her best work when she's with others. At first, Velma was a little puzzled and embarrassed about work she was doing, but that was before she had a clearer and more accurate self-image. She was still puzzling over what to do, when one afternoon she was offered to help with her friend solve a case.
Hey, thanks for giving us a hand, Velma.
We feel so guilty for making you do the same type of work on your day off.
Oh, don't worry about it. And it's definitely not the same type of work. My job's all pencil and paper. No mysteries in sight.
Really? I didn't know that you hated your job. And what do you mean it's only pencil and paper? I never pictured that at all.
Me neither. All I do day after day is DNA tests and examining dead bodies.
So, I can understand why you'd hate it. I can't imagine you that kind of job at all.
I can't think of anyone who likes to be around people more than you.
And you're so good at solving problems.
Like, problem-solving people, if only we could put the two together.
Velma thought a lot about what her friends had said, and she realized she could not be happy or even be successful unless she met her most important values: working directly with people and solving complex problems. So she went job hunting, looking for a job in her field that suited not just her skills, but also her values, and she found it.
I have a new job. I work with my friends at our new private business called Mystery Inc. We're mystery solvers. We mainly focus on paranormal activity and insane dressed-up criminals. I'm finally doing what I've always loved.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We need some help from you now. Come on, Scooby-Doo, I see you, pretending you got a sliver. But you're not fooling me, 'cause I can't see the way you shake and shiver. You know we got a mystery to solve, Scooby-Doo, be ready for your act. Don't hold back, and Scooby-Doo, if you come through, you're gonna have yourself a Scooby snack. That's a fact. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, here are you. You're ready and you're willing. And if we count on you, Scooby-Doo, I know you'll catch that feeling. Yeah. You know you got a mystery to solve, Scooby-Doo, be ready for your act. Don't hold back, and Scooby-Doo, if you come through, you're gonna have yourself a Scooby snack. That's a fact. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, here are you, you're ready and you're willing. And if we count on you, Scooby-Doo, I know you'll catch that feeling.
Well, gang, looks like the school ghost is...
Lucas Price! The daycare worker?
Yes, him being a daycare worker would allow him to get to restricted areas in the school.
And I would have got away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids!
Velma has begun to understand her own work values, what matters to her. She thought she was at the wrong line of work, but she wasn't, only the wrong job. Identifying your own values is fun and a good career decision making. Once again, there is no right or wrong way here, only human differences. Remember John from part 2? Well, he's discovered something else about how to use values to build good career decisions.
Alright, John. I'm in this helicopter of yours. Where's this big business you're gonna show me? There.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
John, this island's amazing. This job is perfect for you.
Oh yeah? Look at that. I spend half my week cleaning up dinosaur doo-doo.
So, you hate your job?
Well, no, I love it actually. I get to teach millions about these prehistoric wonders. And I'd rather trade off 2 days doing the things I hate like cleaning up dinosaur doo-doo and have 3 or 4 days to myself with the dinosaurs.
That's great.
Oh look, it's feeding time!
Trade-offs. They don't really hurt when you know what you want. The reality is, no one will likely meet their values all the time, or to suit your personality styles all the time, or to involve your highest level of skills all the time. So we trade off. Some of your most important trade-offs can involve your personal values. What's important to the lifestyle you want? Henry Jones Jr. here gave up his exciting job as an archaeologist after found out having a long-lost son. He decided that being with his family every night was worth giving up his fun job. Work values and personal values. They define what is important to you. So there it is. Personality style, skills and abilities, work and personal values. They all add up to the special person unlike any other person in the whole world, is you.
Then use that wonderful self-image to begin the pursuit of finding work that is right for you. Thanks for watching.
Doc!
What are you doing here? I just sent you back to the future.
I know! I'm back from the future! Great Scott! No, Doc! 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 Doc!